Hey Dr. Zhang, so here's our fourth video project for fluids and it's on Bernoulli's. So let's get to it and figure it out. I had to bring you with me, don't I? First, what we're going to do is we're going to release water into this 3.5 gallon bucket with the 1/2 inch pipe, and we're going to measure the pressure as it's going out, and we're going to time how fast it takes to fill up the bucket, and we can get our volumetric flow rate, and then we can get our velocity from that. We're going to do that both with the 1/2 inch and the 1/4 inch, and we're going to time it and see how long it takes. And it came out to be 20.85 seconds. So now I have attached our 1/4 inch pipe here, and we're going to let the water flow through and see what the pressure on this gauge. This gauge should be measuring the pressure at the 1/4 inch pipe, and this gauge should be measuring the pressure at the 1/2 inch. And I can't measure the time because I have to use both hands to time, but I can show you these pressures. So let's turn it on and see what it does. So this pressure is about 14 psi, and the pressure over here is about 7 psi. I'd say 7.5 psi. So should be that this stream has a faster velocity, has a lower pressure. So I'm going to time it, and we're going to go do the math to see if it all works out. I have ruminated and thought, and the math has come to me. So let's take a look at it. Alright, so let's start at the top here. We have our times. I call the first time with the 1/2 inch T1, and with the 1/4 inch will be 2. So, and then we have our pressures red, so 14 psi. I changed everything to per foot. So that's 2016 psf, and 7.5 psi is 1080 psf. And then our diameters, change that to feet as well, and our volume is 3.5 gallons, which is 0.468 feet cubed. So to find the velocity, you find the volumetric flow rate by doing volume divided by time, and then to find the velocity, you do the volumetric flow rate divided by the area, the cross-sectional area it's coming through. So you find that V1 is 16.14 and V2 is 36.32, which is accurate because V2 has a lower pressure, therefore the velocity should be higher. And here we have our Bernoulli's. The height was the same, Z1 is equal to Z2, so they cancel out. So left with P1 over gamma plus V1 squared over 2 times gravity equals P2 over gamma plus V2 squared over 2G. Plug in all of our numbers. For feet and pounds, gamma is 62.43 and our gravity is 32.174. If we plug everything in, we figure out that the 1 is equal to 36.34 and 2 is equal to 37.8. Those are really close numbers. A little bit of error could just be reading the gauges. Gauge is not completely accurate, and the timing is not completely accurate, but overall, very good numbers, and it almost came out perfect. So, looks good, and I'll see you on the next project.